This is a daily chart for XRP, and with today's daily close, what you see is 4.33% to the downside. Now, what the hell is really happening in here? There should be some clarity. If you plot a trend line, this is your support. And if you try to plot a short-term trend line resistance, it would look somewhat like this. Now, say you're looking at a medium term resistance, then obviously you're plotting it connecting the swing highs, which will develop a pattern like this. So last time when you were able to break such a trend line to the downside, yeah, you went up. Now, can we do that part here? Last time you did the wave one above that, but it clearly showed you that was a two-wave structure, the A, the B, the C, and then you started the travel to the downside. Can we do at least the same? Can we pick up momentum? Can we reach the ABC, reach here, and then travel to the downside for the next three-wave structure? Can that be possible? Let's discuss. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. While you focus on this market, and I give you guys the exact thought process I was saying few months back, and they play it out almost exactly as I was arguing. Now you understand, okay, the next possibilities, the odds are very important. So we start with XRP in here. We want to take the look at the general alt market, the Bitcoin dominance, and what that means for alt market and Bitcoin for sure. Yeah. Now you start with XRP. You're watching this kind of a pattern. Now, if you zoom out, what will such a pattern signify? Say you do the ABC. So the A, the B, the C, you come back up $3, $3.2, wherever you are. And if you're starting a correction there, what can that signify? I mean, if you look at the price action and such a pattern, what if you are developing something like this, where your trend line or the baseline, which is the neckline, would look like this? That wouldn't be great, right? Head and shoulders on a rising trend line, we know what's going to happen in such events. We have seen those in the past. Now, keeping such an idea in mind, you also have to be aware of the market situation, right? This is the total market, total altcoin market to be precise. Now, the altcoin market is conveying you an information which is saying you broke this, you're below this. Now the A, the B, the C, if that's what you're looking at, it's good. Now, last time you did the A, the B, the C, and you did a bottoming pattern before you started grinding back up. Are we going to repeat that? The RSI on a weekly suggests you only have a little bit more room to the downside. This is exactly where you go on to the monthly to understand what the monthly is conveying. And last time it had such a design, what happened? The price going up on a monthly chart, yeah? Not a short-term chart, a monthly. And then the price showing you I'm traveling up and the RSI saying I'm going down. It doesn't match up. Good. Now, here you are. The price is going up. The monthly, anyway it closes in red, it will still show you I'm forming a negative divergence. Whether I like it, you like it or not, that is exactly what the market is showing. Now, plot the support region. So you have one trend line there. You have a increasing momentum based trend line here. So if you get a bounce there, it's good. You're going to get a retest. If not, it's going to be a shakeout. Now, keeping that argument in mind, look at the Bitcoin dominance. If the Bitcoin dominance is traveling up, you know one thing. All coins are struggling. Yeah, we saw that last year, the last phase of it, Altcoins went up while the Bitcoin dominance dropped. Now, can we complete this ABC, do a double top and then come down? Yeah, that is going to be a great phase to be in altcoins, especially the ones which did not show you negative divergence. And it should be great for the ones which are starting to show you bullish divergence. This is where XRP is a participant. Yes, it did show you a negative divergence, but right now it is starting to show you a bullish divergence as well. So life is not over in XRP yet, and you can see the bullish divergence part is valid. So the price is going up, but the RSI is going down. Hidden bullish divergence visible on a daily. You go back, zoom out, and you see the exact same thing on a 3-day. Great, perfect. Now the trouble is you didn't break the trend line with that. That is the only part where you're like, okay, I understand it's becoming bullish, but where exactly would the base be? This, I think, is the most important question trying to answer. Fine. Now, you can pick up the macro because I want you to see the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Yeah, at least. Now, you want to actually pick up a horizontal line and plot where the weekly RSI is at now. So, if you barely break your support, what's going to happen? Each and every time you did that, the price action did a capitulative move to the downside. Whether it is back in 2015, a break below the moving average was suggested by the RSI and then the price followed. Whether it is in 2017, a drop was confirmed by the RSI and then in price, or whether it's in 2018. All of these scenarios kind of highlight what the price action did following the RSI. So focus for next 10 days. If the RSI is saying I'm breaking to the downside, there is a lot to consider because each and every time such a scenario played out, the RSI bottomed just below the trend line. That's not something good. It can be choppy. And if you have next 5 years, 10 years in this market and you really honestly don't care about the micro volatility, perfect, ride it. Because you don't want to buy higher, you bought everything in this region, now you don't want to buy here, fine, I understand. Your horizon is too big. You are a macro player. But if not, you are looking to take benefit of what you bought here by selling here and buying back in here, because I really don't think it will be one long wick to the downside and a return. Rather, it may most likely give you few weeks to buy it back. And when I say few weeks, understand after dropping 70%, getting few weeks is more than enough to scale back in if you are a long-term believer in such an asset. Now pick Bitcoin up. All that I have repeated for last 2 years is that if there is a monthly negative divergence and I say it's bullish, no, don't believe us. Yeah, anyone giving you the idea when the monthly is saying there is a negative divergence, yeah, he's saying true. But if someone is arguing it's about to go up while the market shows you a negative divergence on a monthly, either he don't understand the market or he clearly want to get it hyped up and make more revenue from the followers. Price going up and RSI failing to do so. Price going up crazy, RSI failing to do so. Again, price going up, RSI dropping. All of this throughout last decade showed you the top. Now, is it different this time? It's up to you. You can believe it. But all that studies I've done in the last 7, 8 years in the crypto, in the stocks, in the forex, don't believe people when they say it's different this time. You can take it as you want, but I trust that statement based on human psychology and its history. Now, come back into a highly correlated asset. you can kind of see the monthly is choppy, but it is making a support for sure. One candle to the upside. Who the hell bought this much back then? Yeah, it should be the ETFs. It should be the big funds. Yeah, it should be. Now, who is selling? Those who bought in this region, they're taking profits. That's why the price is slowing down. So if you do break the short-term region, yeah, that's a concern. Honestly, that's a concern. Because on a weekly, what we have noticed till this point is when you do get rejected below the weekly, I mean, in RSI terms, yeah, when you go below this, you do substantial drop. Now, a lot of questions are kindly directed to where exactly the bottom will be. Hardest part in the market, but watch. You kind of look at the trend lines and you see it's bottoming there. And then you look at the increasing momentum based trend line. You break such a thing, you slow down. You break the moving average and it was around 58 in the RSI where you broke the moving average. So you have how much drops? Keep this in mind. The 1, the 2, the 3. This is what I was arguing. Now watch the next one. The 1, the 2, the 3. That was the ABC. You went up. Crazy part. Yeah. It showed you that's going to top out somewhere there. And it validated that with such a negative divergence. So go on a monthly. If the monthly chart shows you a negative divergence, what does that mean? You kind of understand what is happening in the market. Now, on a macro on XLM, this is why I'm still a bit heavy on there. I think you clearly see this. The RSI is saying I've been in the consolidation for last 7 years. Now I broke higher. I'm going for a retest. Perfect. I like that. Now, you go back into XRP. You have to go back into a long-term chart to pick this up. Ask the same question, put the same argument. Don't change anything. Yeah? You broke higher? Yes, we did. But where exactly will the retest be? A little bit lower? Agreed? Now, this is exactly why I scaled out heavily on XRP, but did not do such a thing on XLM. I have my levels. I've been talking about that in the group, clearly indicating what level where I would change my decision and scale out heavy on XLM. But in between that, I'm willing to go through the downside. I'm fine to participate there as long as such levels hold. The trend reversal can come in and help you. But understand the total market is the god. Yeah, the total altcoin market should be the priority, because where you have to buy back, the market will say buy back. If not, others will hype it up. But understand it's not about big accounts who you follow. It's about what the market says. If you can translate that correctly, saying the price went up, but someone big sold there, understand they saw something which we don't. Basically, that's why they sold there, and that's why just 2 weeks erase such a huge buying momentum. Now, if you want to participate in the right education, the right information about this crypto market, and ask all the assets which you need to see on a macro to see whether it's bullish divergence or bearish divergence, which is visible there, be a part of the Scientific Investor family. This is the only place where we told you to sell here at the top. If you did, there's a lot of different people who even didn't listen to me and bought back here close to the moving average. While I was sleeping, the price was there based on time zones. They bought it back. Now, they made a lot more in compounding return, which is perfect. How? Because they knew where to sell, they knew where the primary supports are. They acted upon that. So if you want to participate, make sure you understand the market and its value. I'll meet you guys in the next video. Bye for now.